Yo, it's the 1409 podcast. I go by the name of KT.
It's your boy Gualami Swirl.
Hey, welcome to episode. What episode is this? Oh, 103. Episode 103.
103.
103. Yeah. Hey, we
3.
got a special guest. Yeah, we got a special guest in here. Airbnb super host, you know what I'm saying? Owner of CC Property Solutions, quick, clean, ATL, you know what I'm saying? Cleaning service out here. Like I said, Airbnb Superhost, VRBO, all of that extraordinaire. We got Mr. Justin Richardson in the building. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Appreciate y'all having me on. Appreciate
no
y'all
problem,
having me
man.
on.
Oh,
103
yeah, man.
from the ATL, V103.
Hey,
103.
the 103.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, we got the intro out the way. Let's go ahead and get to the shots, man. You know we waiting for the shots. Let's go ahead and get to it.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh man, let me go ahead and pour it up.
Man, I can't open this thing. Oh, there we go. You know. We celebrating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
celebrate.
Yeah.
There you go.
We alive and breathing. Something to celebrate about.
Yes, big facts. All right. So we let the guests do the toast. So what you want to toast to, good sir, Mr. Richardson?
Oh, definitely. Just more life, more prosperity and abundance of big deposits in your bank account. And just a healthy and great 2021. Let's first quarter's about to be over with and headed into second quarter of 2021. Let's execute. Cheers to that.
Yes, sir. Let's get to it.
Yeah, cheers to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in my bank account.
I'm tangled up in the headphone cord. Okay, I'm good. I got tangled up just now. Tangled and twisted. All right. So next we get into a little trivia. For the guests out there, where you from? Or where you operating out of?
Oh, me, I'm in Atlanta, originally from Brooklyn, New York. But I am in the ATL, been here for about 5, I believe going on 6 years now. So yeah,
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. I got some Atlanta trivia for you. What was the State Farm Arena called before it had that name?
Good question. State Farm Arena. Shit. Dang. What was it called? Dang, that's a good question. That is a great question, actually. Got me. What was it called?
Phillips Arena.
Phillips Arena. Damn, that was good. That was a good one.
Hey,
Phillips Arena.
I be freestyling this thing. I had to think of something, so I ask you some stuff about where you at and shit, and then it just come to it.
I wish you would have asked me that Biggie question because I listened to one of y'all episodes today. Homeboy what was the Biggie's album in '97?
Yeah,
he said something. I was like, "Come on, ready to die, man, ready."
Exactly.
Oh, Life After Death. Well, one of them.
Well, yeah, Ready to Die was 94. Yeah, Life After Death was 97.
Life After Death, 97.
That's the only two he got, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he got the posthumous things, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so what are 3 things people may not know about you?
Dang, 3 things people may not know about me. Smoke marijuana.
Legalize it.
Legalize it.
Legalize it.
I don't see how people don't do that. You can't be raw dogging through life. Got to be on something. But yeah, that's one thing. I love Afrobeat for sure. My wife put me onto that. And
shout out to the wife.
Appreciate that. And I don't know. I was a barber for about 2 years, and when I was in Brooklyn. So yeah.
Okay. You quit cutting hair? Or you cut your own hair, or what you doing with barbering?
Oh yeah, I line myself up, tape myself up. I'm in the dreading process now, so just started my locks. But yeah, I cut my kids. I lined them up. But yeah, I worked in 2 barbershops in Brooklyn for 2 years at the same time. Barbering in Brooklyn is different. We be open 24 hours, so it's a hustle.
24 hours. I know y'all was taxing in there. I know y'all taxing after certain hours.
Oh yeah, definitely. You come after 12, that's $50 for a shape up. Nah,
Yeah.
Damn.
nah.
No, the cut
But
line tax was kind of the cut line tax crazy too.
oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, holiday season, you definitely make a bulk of your money. Back to school, Easter Sunday,
Coming
definitely.
up.
Mm-hmm.
So, what point did you migrate down south?
So I was in a network marketing company and got to a point where I was able to, build a team solid enough where I could make a full-time income. So I used to work for the airlines at LaGuardia Airport, and when I hit that mark in the company, I resigned. And then my wife, we was living in a studio at the time with my mother because we got hit really bad by Hurricane Sandy, and we never really like recouped after that, and got our own place. The cost of living in New York is crazy. So my wife, she's from Jamaica, but she did do some school here in Atlanta. Went to Jonesboro High School, and I went to school out here for 4 years in high school as well. Well, 3 years in high school, 2 semesters in college. So with that, my wife was like, let's move back to Atlanta to be good for the kids, and we just need to start over and do something different. And I was optimistic to it, and anything to put my kids in a situation where they could be successful. So we ended up coming out here, I believe 2016, somewhere around there, 2016, and yeah, that was that.
Okay. All right. Up north to down south.
Down
Yep.
south, man. Which
Yeah,
one?
we.
Which one you like better? You like the southern living, or being
Oh,
up
I
north?
love it here. I love it here. I've only been I would say almost 6 years. I've only been back to New York one time, and that was for 24 hours. It was for my best friend's
Damn.
birthday. Yeah, 24 hours. I went for my best friend's surprise party, and literally as I was approaching the airport, looking out the window, the sky just looked gray. I was just ready to go back to Atlanta. I was like, but yeah, that's that. I love it here, man. I love it. This is really like the mecca for like our, black people. It is
Black
definitely
Hollywood.
yeah, Black Hollywood, Black Wall Street, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely I love it. I love it here.
Facts.
Show. So, what motivated you to gear towards entrepreneurship?
Um, I mean, it all stemmed from how I mean, I'm probably preaching to the choir, but I grew up in a single parent household with my mother, and one thing about my mom, she wasn't an entrepreneur, but she carried herself like she was a boss, and always held her head high. Went to work. Came. My mom. We're originally, my family's from Trinidad, so she came here from Trinidad and worked. By the grace of God, she'll be retiring in September of this year. But coming up, my mother, very classy lady. And everybody say that about their mom. My mom's very classy lady, held her head high, and you would have thought that she owned the company that she worked for. The way she carried herself, the way that her supervisors and the owners of the company took care of her. And just I just knew like my mom. She would say things like, my kid's not taking care of me. I got to do what I got to do. She worked a corporate job, but had something she was doing on the side. And you know, you you want to take care of your mother eventually one day. So for me, I'm like, if I'm gonna impress this lady, I gotta be in a position to take care of her. When I get older. So that was really my drive. But also know, as you got older, you come across people that are living. When I got into network marketing, you start meeting people that are living a lifestyle where they don't have to clock in. They can make money. That you don't learn this type of stuff where we come from, where make money in your sleep, things like that. But you get to a point where you meet these type of people. It's like, wow, if this is possible for them, and these people look like me, I gotta find a. I could do it too. I don't have to punch the clock. I don't have to, whatever, be caught up in the rat race. So I always had, I took care of myself. You know, I would have a job and things like that, but I never had it in my mind where I'm gonna let my job retire me. I always had something. I had a job, but I always had something I was doing on the side. Whether it was having a job in barbering on the side, having a job in, you know, I did media on the side. You know, some things I did that I wasn't supposed to do on the side. You know, but 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 I always wanted to be able to take care of my family, and that was the only way I could really do that, is to be in a position where I could work for myself, but also not just work for myself, but I knew if I could be not have to punch a clock and be free, I know what I'm capable of and what I can create once I'm in a position where I could be free. So entrepreneurship, you know, it's people hear entrepreneurship, it's not a sexy thing. You know, entrepreneurship is 25/8. It's not 9 to 5. You know, you got your 9 to 5, but from 6 to until, you got to be working harder on your job than you do. You got to be working harder on your dream, on your business, whatever it is, than you do on your job. And eventually your
Facts.
job will replace that. So that's what I did. I had my 9 to 5, and I believe how you do anything is how you do everything. So I did really well at my job. I was in property management, worked myself up to management. But I still had my business on the side. But entrepreneurship is something that I wanted to do so that I can take care of my family, take care of my mother, not have my mother retire in September and still have to work a part-time job like we see a lot of people do. You know, they say, "Oh, I'm retired," but how you retired, but you're working part-time at the airport? You know, how you retired, but you know, sweeping up the parking lot at McDonald's? You know, how you retired, but you, you know what I'm saying? That's called
Mhm.
rehirement. That's not retirement. That's rehirement. So, you know, so that was just my thing. It's like, if I'm my motivation was to be able to take care of my mother when she retires, take care of my family, and only way I could really do that, a job wasn't going to put me in a position to do that. So that was my motivation to get into entrepreneurship and create something for myself where I could give myself a raise, put my family on. So that's my motivation.
Really putting on for the family. At so, what point did Airbnb and VRBO become embedded in your entrepreneurship?
Well, I mean, entrepreneurship was, you know, I've been an entrepreneur, man, as far back as high school. You know, I was the kid that had a bunch of candy and, you know, little quarter juices in my backpack. You know, literally, like, to a point where I had, you know, faculty telling me, you know, you can't do that, you know, because nobody's buying from the vending machines. So, you know, so it's always been something. And while I was doing that, I started cutting hair in high school. But Airbnb, I actually started CNC Property Solutions, which is named after my boys, Chase and Caleb. Chase is 11, Caleb is 3. And I started in real estate by doing wholesaling, and did a couple wholesale deals. But honestly, you know, wholesale is a little bit of work. It is definitely some work. So my mentor told me, you know, he's like, "Justin, I think you do really well in rental arbitrage," which is, you know, Airbnb. You know, you renting these properties and then Airbnb them out. Um, and I didn't really want to listen to him because I was more attracted to the wholesale checks. You know, them big $20,000, $30,000 checks you get from wholesale deals if you know how to do it the right way. Um, but you know, he said, you know, you got the cleaning company going. You're really good at, you know, your cleaning company specializes in turnkey, which is basically, you know, you moving out of your place. You got a company coming in to turn it around to get somebody, the next person to move in. So that's
Mhm.
what my cleaning company specializes in. So we get contracts with the big apartment complex, high rises, mid rises, and, you know, garden style communities, and we do the cleaning for the next residents to move in when somebody moves out. So he's like, you got that going on, but then you also got the experience in property management. And so yeah, I when the pandemic hit and the state of Georgia was shut down literally a year ago in March, the month of March, the state shut down. You know, we our business, our cleaning company, pretty much scaled tremendously. It's like, oh, germs is out here. everybody's calling for cleaning. So, people getting sick out here. We don't know what's on what, so everybody was calling for cleaning. Not to mention a lot of turns was going around, people moving out, moving in. So business was taking off. Not to mention, our company is also registered with the Chamber of Commerce. So our local Chamber of Commerce here in Cobb County was giving away grants and things like that. So we was getting, these grants for 10 grand, 20 grand. So we just had all these extra funds. And I'm not, you usually hear these stories where it's like, oh, I was, down and out and I was looking for something to do. We wasn't really down and out. We just wanted to make more money, diversify our income, expand our financial portfolio, I guess I can say. So, me and my wife was talking. It's like, let's get into Airbnb. And I went ahead and I bought a lot. I've invested in a lot of courses throughout the pandemic, real estate courses, business credit courses, Airbnb courses. But the course that I took was teaching me how to do it with the single family homes, like the houses and stuff. But I worked in the apartment industry, the multifamily industry. So I pretty much took that course, but flipped it into what I, was pretty much, I guess you could say, an expert at in the apartment industry. And I went ahead and, August, I started the process, got approved for a unit. And October, got the keys to my first unit. And at this point, I'm 5 units in. And, scaling from there. Every single month, I'm getting a new unit. I have a unit October, November, December, April. May's coming along, and we have another set of keys coming that we're going to get in May. So that's really where it started from is thanks to my mentor, and yeah, that's how we got in Airbnb, VRBO, and so on and so forth.
All right, so how would you differentiate Airbnb and VRBO?
Airbnb is more more guest friendly. VRBO is more host friendly. So if you ever get into some of these Facebook groups, Airbnb Facebook groups, you'll sometimes see people saying, Airbnb removed my listing because of X, Y, and Z. That happened with a guest. Meanwhile, you have a situation with VRBO. VRBO will tell you, well, listen, if your guest broke your house rules, we can cancel the reservation and you keep 100% of the funds. Straight up. Like, that's it. But Airbnb is definitely more guest friendly. So I'm very appreciative that I could say I get more bookings off of VRBO than Airbnb. Because I do what I can with my listings to look more attractive and appealing on VRBO. I guess you could say I kind of sort of figured it out, because I get people that's like, dang, I don't really get a lot of bookings off of VRBO. I'm like, well, I can't really say that. I love VRBO. I got actually all my units right now booked on VRBO. I don't have one Airbnb guest in any of my properties right now.
Man,
so how hard was it in the beginning, transferring from the wholesale and moving into the VRBO? Did you initially take a loss? Just how was it transferring from moving from wholesale to doing VRBO?
It really wasn't hard, because I did take a pause, because it was definitely it's a lot of legwork, a lot of communicating, a lot of moving parts. You got your attorney you got to communicate with, you got the buyer you got to create with, you got the seller you got to create with, you got the buyer you got to communicate with, you got the seller you got to communicate with, you got the inspection that got to take place. So it's a lot of moving parts when it comes to wholesaling. And you got the I guess you could say the gurus out there that pretty much got it going automated and stuff like that. But they work their way up by building that, I guess you could say, that cash flow or whatever, that credit or whatever it is, to have them, move through the process a bit faster. But it still takes time to close that deal. You might have a property that comes in, but it has, X amount of liens on the property. You got to get that cleared off as well before you even close the deal. So, with all that, I guess you could say all that, those moving parts is like, I could go ahead and get into, short-term rentals, rental arbitrage, and, build up a portfolio where whatever deal I'm looking to close with wholesaling, I could build up a portfolio through my strategy where I'm making that, whatever I'm making a wholesale deal, I can make that per month. So if a wholesale deal is going to look at the end, look up like 20, 30,000, when the deal is finally closed, I could build up a B&B portfolio the way that I do it and get that 20, 30,000 every single month, So yeah, that's how I look at it. But I mean, I guess you could say Airbnb is also a bit more sexy. We like the decor part of it. We like the reaction that we get from the guests when they come in our properties. They get the feel for something that we created, and so on. So yeah, and my wife and I, we enjoy it.
For sure.
So do you accept like clients that have bad reviews, or how do you go about that?
No, hell no. Yeah, absolutely not. I had just declined a inquiry that came in. You know what? It actually depends. If somebody, I actually did accept the inquiry. The client had a bad review. They damaged some furniture, and I made them aware that I'm aware that they got a bad review. So it's like, hey, Samantha, thank you for considering the Oasis Suite as your place. That's, I named my property, so I'll say my Houston property is called the Oasis Suite. So I'll say, hi Samantha, thank you for your inquiry, and considering the Oasis Suite as your place to stay while visiting Houston, Texas. While visiting Houston, we are aware that you had, I guess you had a bad experience with your previous stay. And we will allow you the opportunity to, I guess you could say, redeem yourself, where we, as long as you abide by our house rules, and then I go ahead and list my house rules: no smoking, no parties, no unauthorized guests, no pets as well, and we have a zero tolerance policy. So we will allow you that. We will go ahead and pre-approve your inquiry, and allow you and give you an opportunity to redeem yourself and, leave your 5-star review, assuming that all goes well. So in some cases, I do, but if it's something like, oh, the guest freaking burn my, burn my couch, then yeah, that's an immediate hell no, so.
The reason I asked that, because I received a bad review in 2017, and it was a false bad review. They said that I left permanent damage in there, and whatever. It's like an in-law suite, but we were just in there. It wasn't no partying going on, none of that. We were just in there like visiting family up north, and then that shit like messed up my reputation for years. I ain't been able to get nothing on there since then. Like, it's crazy. Like,
well,
we
book
didn't even leave
mine.
no damage.
Book one of mine. I'll leave you a 5-star review so you can redeem yourself. So
Yeah, I got to get back in the game because that's killing me. Does the guest bad reviews affect you from being a host as well, or is it two different things?
No. No, two separate things.
Okay. That's good
Yeah,
to know right
I
now.
had one of my students. I had him. He went ahead and created a whole new account actually. So you can do that as well. Just create alternate email address that you have, and come up with a name. I'm not under my personal name, Justin Richardson. I'm listed as CNC Property Solutions. So yeah, and I do actually have an account that's Justin Richardson. Because before I got into Airbnb with my company, I was also a guest. I stayed in a lot of Airbnbs: California, Arizona, Florida, and so on. But it's under Justin Richardson. But CNC Property Solutions is another account that I have as a host. But I can still use it as a guest. So I mean, you can just create another account. But if you want to redeem your current account, just stay in a property that one of your friends or someone owns, and we'll give you a 5-star review to redeem yourself.
Yeah, for sure, because I don't be on that foolishness. Definitely send me your CNC Properties profile. Are you in Atlanta and Houston, right, with properties?
Yeah, absolutely. I got you.
Yeah, I frequent both of those places, so that'll be down.
Because those are the places that's open right now.
Southeast, baby, the Southeast love.
Southeast, West Coast, we love it.
Already. So since we're talking about preventing stuff, that prevented me from booking properties. What are some of the factors that can prevent you from listing your properties?
Um, you mean from listing your properties?
What can prevent your property from being listed on these platforms?
So I would. I mean, you'll definitely be allowed to list one. I don't really think Airbnb is going to stop you from listing. You know, because that actually helps their business.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you are somebody that's consistently getting bad host reviews, then yeah, they will definitely remove you from the platform. I've seen a couple people, you know, be removed from the platform. You know, they guest had a bad experience, you know, and they didn't want to, you know, maybe a guest had a bad experience, and it's like, oh, we want a refund for one night, or we want a refund for, you know, half of our stay because of X, Y, and Z. And you know, if a guest is asking for a refund for one night and they stayed for like 7 nights, just give it to them. You know, if they want a refund for 50%, I'll give it to them because, you know, like I said, Airbnb is more guest friendly. So I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give, you know, I'll do what I can to negotiate. If it makes sense, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. But I'm gonna give them something because you don't want to, you know, be an asshole and not give them something, and then now that puts you in a position where you're gonna get a bad review from them, which can cost you money. So I'd rather give you 50%, you know, or whatever. If you know, you say this happened, and you know, it's feasible, it makes sense. Um, because at the end of the day, I plan on getting a whole lot more bookings throughout the rest of the year or throughout the rest of my time on this platform. So I'm not going to jeopardize this one stay because I'm being money hungry. You know, I'd rather go ahead and give the guests what they asking for. Obviously, there's always room to negotiate so that I can stay on the platform. And I'm gonna make that money up. Whatever I lost, I'm gonna make that money up in my next booking or my next booking or my next booking or a combination of bookings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know, you have some people that's like, oh, I'm not giving up nothing. And it's like, dang, come on now. All they asked was for one day. They stayed for a whole month. You know? So you can't be like that. And that gets you removed from the platform.
So what are some of the ideal properties, you know what I'm saying, that people want to start with if they're looking to start listing with Airbnb?
Um, I mean, that all depends on, you know, you have people that actually own property. They own their home, they own their homes. They might wanna, you know, like you stated, you stayed in an in-law suite. But for my strategy where I do it with the apartments, you know, you could do one bedroom, two bedroom, whatever fits your budget. But I mean, I like, my wife and I, we was talking the other day, and we like how we do it because we do one bedroom, one bath apartments, you know, two bedrooms or whatever. Uh, and we don't get the hostile people, you know, that come in and tear your shit up. For one, because where we're located, you know, we're near like where we are here in Atlanta, we're near the baseball stadium. You know, so you got that conservative crowd. We're not in Buckhead, you know, where you get a lot of the guests that come in there and the scammers in them and tear your shit up. You know, so we, you know, smoking, you walk in, it smells like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna be a hypocrite. I do my thing too, but I respect people's house rules. You know, so you want to smoke on my, you can smoke on my property, just do it on the patio. That's it. There's a whole ashtray out there for you. So for me, I like how I do it with, you know, I don't really get the folks that's coming in to throw a party, or, you know, tear my stuff up. So, um, you know, my places are, I don't want to say pretty pricey. You know, if you got the money, you could pay for it. I put it that way, and that's it. So, that's how I do it. I don't do one night stays because, you know, you get sometimes the one night stays, they want to book for one night because they want to do a party. You know, they want to have a group there. So I do 2 night minimum. So yeah, that's how I do it. And I like how I do it with the apartments because, for one, I don't got to go outside to hire somebody to come and fix stuff. A lot of these apartment complexes already come with a service technician. Actually, yesterday I had my service technician at my Houston property. I'm here in Atlanta. I was able to let him in remotely to go in, fix the dishwasher, also fix the lock. My lock kept saying that it's jammed because there was a screw basically blocking the smart lock from locking properly. So they went in, fixed that, and I was able to let them in remotely. Done, and I don't have to pay for that because the property already provides that. So it's a lot less that I got a lot less overhead as well doing it with the apartment complex, and also you're able to scale faster because with what I offer, with the way that I do it, um, with the apartments, it's like I have my language, how I speak to these property managers, and by the end of the conversation, they're like, "Oh, well, how many units do you want?" So so it's like by the time you close on a house, I'm already 5, 6 units up on you. I'm already at a good, nice, comfortable monthly income by the time you're ready to close on your first property. So you're just able to scale faster. It's less liability. Not to mention, your portfolio is sellable and transferable. So if I want to build my portfolio up to be a $8 million portfolio through apartments, I can sell and transfer that when I get to the point that I want to do that.
Hey,
For sure.
so like, how long was CNC Property Solutions established before you started corporate leasing?
We got established April 2018, I believe. We went ahead and got our filed our paperwork with the state and got our LLC.
And your first property was, you said, November 2020, August
My
2020?
first October, yeah. So I got approved for the property August 2020, October 4th, 2020. We got keys to the first unit.
All right. Do you feel like it's key to be established for a certain amount of time before you get into the corporate leasing?
That all depends. Some properties, when you go and approach them to do a corporate lease, they want you to be established for, maybe 2 years or so. But there's you got options where you can be a co-signer. So kind of like how you got your first car and maybe your auntie or your mother, your father was your co-signer or whatever. So it's the same thing like having a new business. It's like, okay, I want to go ahead and get this lease under my company, but my company doesn't have any income or credit just yet. But I do. So I'm going to leverage my credit and my income to co-sign for my company. And you can get you can get a unit that way as well. Or you could just simply put it on your personal and then later on in your lease, maybe 4 to 6 months within your lease where you got some income to show in your business bank account. You got some business credit to show after building business credit. You can go ahead and transfer the lease from your personal into your business. So now your whole portfolio is under your LLC.
Hey, gems right here. You know what I'm saying? That's what you get on 14 Online. You get the gems, and
Right.
we
Absolutely.
appreciate that for sure. Like
For sure,
that's
man.
some vital information right there.
For sure.
There you go.
So you know what I'm saying? You say you located in Atlanta and you got properties in Houston. How easy is it to automate the whole process?
It's pretty simple. You just got to be proactive. So when I got approved for the Houston property, I got approved for it, I believe, a month and a half before I got the keys. So once I got approved, got all the information as far as my address and what utilities I need to get started for the property. I went ahead and started making the calls. I went ahead and started looking for my cleaners, my co-host as well. My co-host now is actually a family member, my niece and her roommate, which they're actually in May. They're going to be taking the bar exam to be real estate attorneys. So it's like a perfect situation.
That's
The fact that I
dope.
got real estate attorneys as my co-host. So, but I didn't want my niece to do it because I didn't want to distract her from her becoming an attorney. But I got to Houston and they reached out to me and was like, "Hey, we want to help." And I went ahead and got them doing it. But everything's pretty much automated now. I like to be hands-on. So I'm a bit hands-on. However, I really don't have to be, because they know how to respond to the inquiries that come in. The cleaners, you can use systems like um, Trello. You can use the Porter app, where you can automate everything. You can have your cleaners, your co-hosts, everybody see the schedule when somebody books, when they're checking out. So yeah, I mean, it's really simple. All you gotta do is just download the apps, Porter, Trello, whatever it is. Uh, Invite your co-host on it, invite your cleaners on it. Everybody could see the same exact thing, and it's everything pretty much automated. Airbnb even has it where you could set up, you can schedule messages. So somebody inquires, boom, the message responds. So it's really simple to automate the process. But the fact that, I mean, I'm a full-time entrepreneur, so I got time. So I'm tuned into what's going on, and I like to be hands-on. You know what? Shit, I ain't doing nothing else for the rest of the day, so I got time. I'm flexible.
Hey, so you ain't 1 foot in, you 10 toes down in this thing for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Already, that's dope. What do you say your ultimate goal is for the amount of property you want to manage in both cities, or would you like to expand to other cities as well?
Yeah, I mean, Tampa is somewhere I'd like to have something set up. Even in New York, of course, I'm from New York, but New York has a lot of, restrictions and rules and things like that. But my ultimate goal is to own my own apartment complex and Airbnb the whole thing. Being a VRBO, the whole thing, whatever. I want a short-term rental, the whole thing, the whole property. Hundreds of units. 500, 1,000 units. So that's really my ultimate goal, is to have my own apartment complex. So yeah, and eventually, get to a point where I want to sell the whole portfolio and just live life. Create that generational wealth, pass it on, and go from there. But yeah, I mean, I have a plan, but right now it's like I'm taking it day by day. That's it.
For sure.
For
Yeah,
sure, for sure.
you definitely got your ducks in a row for real. Like we had to go ahead and get in contact with you to see.
Yeah, man. Spread the knowledge.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
Share the
definitely
sugar,
appreciate
spread
that.
the wealth, as they say.
Already. Yeah, so okay.
We're having technical difficulties.
Yeah,
His
so
device died.
make sure you follow Justin Richardson on Instagram at AyoJust. That's AYOOOJUS. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Check out his website, www.quickcleanatl.com.
Yes, indeed. And also on his Instagram, there's a link tree. So on this link tree, you can find an abundance of things that you can gather. You can gather more information from. You know what I'm saying? He has a B&B class on here, online course. So you can go ahead and tap in with that just from tapping the link on his Instagram bio. It's a whole class on how to do this B&B thing, whether it's Airbnb or VRBO. You can tap in with all of that, like for sure.
For sure.
Consultation calls, you can get the consultation calls. You can get a strategy call. You can tap in and book that as well. Other things that he has on here: sign up for short-term rental insurance. You can click the link in the link tree and sign up for the short-term rental insurance. You know what I'm saying? He has all the resources you need to get started with the B&B hosting.
For sure, man. Definitely a way to make money, especially for all inspiring real estate agents. You know what I'm saying? Like lately I've been hearing, I don't want to say that's the way, but lately I've been seeing a lot of people like getting into real estate, doing their real estate thing. I feel like this is a good way to start. Get your feet wet, you know what I'm saying? And come up, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, that's some vital information we got there from Mr. Richardson. Hopefully he comes back and we can like finish up if we have anything more for him. But for now, we had the PS5 raffle going on
Thanks.
until the end of the month. The details are it's a $50 raffle. You just have to provide your email and everything like that. You know what I'm
And
saying?
$50.
Yeah,
Gotta provide that 50.
yeah. So send your entry fee of $50 to 1409 Podcast Cash App. That's $ 1409 Podcast. Put PS5 in your email in the message when you send it, so we'll know what's going on. We know it's just not a random donation or that, because we get random donations from time to time. Send a screenshot as proof of payment to the 1409 Podcast Instagram, and then the raffle will be live on 1409 Podcast Instagram on March 31st. So make sure y'all tap in with that. We're gonna continue to periodically send reminders, but make sure y'all tap in with that for sure. And right on time, we have Mr. Richardson back.
Yeah,
We
sorry
have
about
Mr.
that.
Richardson back. It's all good. It's all good. We got you covered.
Yeah, my bad. My battery had died. I just came in the house. Sorry about that.
Hey, we do this live thing like every day. We already know how to adjust when something happens. When something go
I
left, we
feel
already know how to adjust fire. For
yeah,
sure.
appreciate that.
Sure. So, man, guess our next question's moving along. How important is networking to you? You know what I'm saying? As far as
Oh,
doing what you're doing, and you talked about a lot of moving parts to make it automated. You know what I'm saying? So how important is the networking?
oh, definitely. Networking is powerful. As they say, your network is your net worth. So I'm very intentional with my network of people that I bring in. That I partner with. But definitely, having the right people. For me, I have a great CPA. Make sure my taxes are on point. I have a great attorney. I've definitely had my days of civil cases. I'm 1-0 in court.
Hey, take a shot to that. Want to know?
1-0. Yeah, we'll take a shot to that. I'm 1-0 in civil
Undefeated.
court. So, out here looking like Mayweather. Know what I'm talking about? So definitely take a shot
Facts.
to that. Mm.
I'm pulling up now.
So,
'Cause
yeah, definitely. We don't us as we don't have those days where we really win. So I definitely take pride in that. We have a great attorney in our corner, CPA in our corner. My mentor on point. Appreciate him. Tommy Holt Jr. I'll definitely give him a shout out. Um, so yeah, I mean, even if y'all want to reach out to him, definitely I'll send y'all his information. Because I think one of the questions was who would I like to see on the podcast. So if y'all could get Tommy Holt Jr., that's definitely somebody. I'll definitely
yeah,
send you.
just
I'll
send us
definitely send you.
information. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. But yeah, having the right people in your corner is definitely a must. So networking is powerful. Just be intentional with your networking. Nowadays, you really got to research the people that I guess try to come in, because you have people that want to come in your space because of what you could do for them, but then you got people that
Mm,
come in your space just because they're genuine and they want to see you win. They want to put you on a platform for you to grow. So
facts.
not to mention some people want to come in your space because they feel like they could add value and help you grow. So you just got to be intentional and really. And I like my circle small. I feel like the smaller my circle is, the better and happier I am. To be honest with you. But the people that in my small circle, everybody's effective. So your network, you got to network. For if you're the person out there like, oh, I don't like people, that's like saying you don't like money. Because the only way for you to make money is to get it from another human being. When you think about it. So networking is powerful. I network every single day. Every day I network. Whether it's me promoting what I got going on, or me reaching out to somebody to connect, where I can add value to them, or in a way where we can add value to each other. Because I'm my best friend. My best friend owns a trucking company. And I was just spending time with him last week, and something he said was, "If you don't got nothing to lose, we can't be friends." And I thought
Mm,
that was so profound. And it's crazy because we was listening to Rick Ross at the time, and he's like 300K, a punch in the face will get you 300K. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, it's like I'm worth something, and you ain't worth nothing. If I hit you, it's like you're rich now. You know what I'm saying? So really having the right people around you, it's like if you're gonna be around me, you gotta have something to lose. Because if you ain't got nothing to lose and you're around me, we could walk up in somewhere, you acting crazy. Now I lose everything because I'm at the wrong place at the wrong time with your stupid ass. You know, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Already. All right. So what would you say your favorite episode of 1409 is?
I listened to the one with dang, what was the rapper's name? I was just telling you, I listened.
Is it Haskell?
No, the guy from Jacksonville, Florida. It was in February 18th, Jacksonville, Florida. He's an artist.
Oh no, he's from Broward County. Oh no, he's from
there was
Fort
an
Lauderdale.
episode there's an episode talking about how to get yourself verified on social media.
Oh no, Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, I got you.
Polo Baby.
Oh, Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, for one, it was funny, and I definitely I appreciated that one for sure. I liked it.
For sure.
Just his grind, and he was, y'all asked him something about what helped him to keep going. He was talking about how I guess where he's from, they don't really co-sign him or support him where he's from, and just for him to still persevere, still find a way to make it, even though his own city wasn't supporting him. I thought that was dope. So I clicked on it because it's like, how you get yourself verified. I don't really care to get stuff verified, but I was curious to know. But yeah, just definitely the perseverance he went through to get to where he's at. I definitely appreciated that episode. I didn't get to listen to all of them because y'all got a lot, but that was one that I definitely tuned into that one.
Hey, I don't blame you. I don't think I would have listened to all of them if I wasn't on them, but yeah.
Facts. Look, I'm on it. I don't even think I have listened to all of them, like up to date now. I'm still like digging through the archives, going back. Like,
y'all keep going, man. Y'all keep going.
Sure.
Hopefully y'all get on Black Effect with Charlemagne. Charlemagne doing some good things.
Yeah.
Whatever else. In the meantime, the people will verify you. Fuck all the verification. The people will verify you. That's what it is about.
Well connected, well respected.
Exactly.
Hey, you got that question of the day, Mr. Gualamise Word?
Hey, man, you already know I have them ready, man. The question of today is, do you think that there is a structural order in nature, or is it all just like chaos and chance?
How I look at the world, my mentor, not Tommy, another mentor I had back in the day when I was in that marketing, he said, if you want to be successful, look at what everybody's doing and do the opposite. And what I did at the start of the pandemic, I was still working a 9 to 5. I was still working in property management, and I didn't hate it. Property management was my college education because I don't have a real college education. I did 2 semesters, and now they kicked me out. So property management was my college education, which now I'm still a property manager, but for my own properties now. But at the start of the pandemic, I told myself, I was in college in 2008 when the market crashed and all that stuff. I was having fun in college, partying, DJing, and all that. So I had nothing to do with it. I didn't own no real estate. I had nothing to do with that. But you read about it, you hear about it. So when the pandemic came, I was like, I'm gonna assume that this is like how it was in 2008, and I'm gonna come out of this 1,000 times better. If I have an opportunity to sit in my house for whatever amount of time, I think it was the month they shut the state down, I'm going to be in my house tapping into the better version of myself. I'm going to be investing as much as I can in myself. And like I told you guys in the beginning, I was buying courses. I was doing every course, business credit, real estate, Airbnb, every course, like I was just investing in myself because I was so motivated to come out of this pandemic better than how I came in. So I say that to say, while everybody was so focused on the chaos that was happening, I was focused on the opportunity that was at hand, which is for me to spend time with myself, investing as much as I can in myself. And when that whole shutdown was over, we shut down in March, July 8th, 2020, I was in a position to walk away from my job. I put time into getting my company, Quick Clean ATL. We got our virtual address. We went ahead and got ourselves on Google. So now we have over 30 5-star reviews on Google. If you Google Quick Clean ATL, we have nothing under 5 stars. I went ahead and applied for grants. I didn't want to apply for no loans because our company is debt free. So why apply for a loan and put my company in debt? So I went ahead and applied for as many grants as possible, and we got a lot. We got some of them. I ain't gonna say a lot because somebody might come looking for me. We got some of them. So, and then that's really what it was. It was just not looking at the chaos that was happening because we knew chaos was happening. And what can we do about it? It's like, what can I really do about it? You got to focus on what you can control at the end of the day. I can't control ain't no politicians coming to save us, fam. It's not happening. You got to save yourself. So that's really what I did. I invested in myself. I built up myself. I built up my company as much as I can, and went ahead and diversified and expand my financial portfolio. And I even we was just focused doing turnkey. I went ahead and added another service. We added carpet cleaning to our service. Then we went ahead and, got the Airbnbs to a point where it's like, there's no way in hell I'm going back to a job unless I volunteer myself,
Facts.
So that's really what I focused on. It's like, I don't know what they're doing to us. I don't know if this is a pandemic or a plandemic. I don't know, but it's nothing that I could really do about it. But focus on a mandemic, whatever they're trying to do out
Scamdemic.
here. All of it is beyond something that we could control. We can only focus on what we can control, and that's exactly what I focused on. Is what I could control, how much stronger I can be, how much more wiser I can be. And that's really what I did. So coming out of it, and I was telling, and it's crazy because I was even telling my coworkers, we have an opportunity to change our financial situation and to change our life with this. You could look at this as a curse. You could look at this as a tragedy. You could look at it as a blessing. And I looked at it as a blessing. And, it definitely, we lost some people that, got affected by COVID. We all probably have fucking COVID and don't even know it. But what can you do about it? It's here and it ain't going nowhere. So at the end of the day, while you still here, work on yourself. And your biggest investment is yourself. And that's really what I did. And July 8th, like I said, I was my last day. I put in my 2 weeks notice, 2 weeks before that. And I literally, when I put in my notice, I said, it's not that I don't want to be here, but I'm losing money by being here because my business is really scaling. My business is busy. And give this opportunity, give my position to somebody who might have been affected by this corona situation, this COVID situation, and they might have lost their job and can't, having a hard time feeding themselves and their family. Give my position to that individual. And that's how I walked away. And, we're still in business with the company I was working for because, again, like I said, we have our cleaning company. And that is our biggest contract with the company that I was working for. And I still have relationships with them. They want me to do Airbnbs on their property, but, it's a conflict of interest. So, I'm doing my thing where I'm at and I'm cool with where I'm at. But that's how I looked at it. I couldn't focus on the chaos. I had to focus on the opportunity because it's like I can't control the chaos. It's out of hand. I'm not that freaking powerful. I ain't Kanye. So that's really what it was. And I looked at it and I'm grateful I'm in a position where my wife and I, we're both full-time entrepreneurs. We're both full-time parents. And like I said, we took it as a blessing, and that's where we are today. And that's why I'm here. I guess that's why I'm here talking to you now because of what I did during the pandemic.
Already. All right.
For sure.
Yeah, I like that. You started. You left your job on July 8th. Our first episode of 1409 podcast was July 7th,
July 7th,
2020.
man.
Yep. And
So
look at y'all, man. Dang, 100 and what? What is it? Episode what? 103?
103.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I
already,
love it. I love it. I
yeah,
tried to
yeah.
follow y'all too, but the link wasn't working. I think Instagram is jacked up today.
All right, yeah.
Mm,
There's still time. We'll be on
yeah.
there tomorrow and the day and the day after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna try to follow y'all again when I get back. I'm definitely following the podcast, but I tried to follow y'all, but Instagram was messing up today. I don't know what was going on. But
For
I
All
sure.
right,
appreciate y'all for sure.
no problem. All right, let's do
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little this or that. Then we can, So my this or that is high rise or low rise.
Garden style.
Garden
So
style.
Oh,
garden style is the communities that are more spread out, basically no elevators.
Mm-hmm.
You go through the gate, you put in a little number in the directory, you drive through the gate, and there might be maybe 2, 3 floors at max, maybe 4 floors, maybe 3 flights of stairs. I like those type of communities. You got the pool, you got the fitness center, and it's more wide out, more widespread. You might have a trail that you could walk on. You might have a little park for the kids. But I like that because you don't got to deal with going through concierge, checking in with nobody or anything like that. You just go straight through the gate, and you go straight to the apartment. Easy
Already.
breezy.
for sure.
I feel you. All right.
Mhm.
So feel free to plug in any business ventures you'd like to share with us or anything. We plug some in when you disconnected, but feel free to plug anything that you like to share at this moment.
Y'all could definitely follow me on Instagram, AYOOOJUS. Um, I do have my course that teaches this information. It's on. You can go to bnbclasssimplified.com. You can go to my Instagram and click the link in my bio, my link tree. It's all there. And I made my course I made my course because what I do, I can't put it in a 5-minute conversation. I
Mhm.
literally got my first unit. I took a picture of me getting the keys to my first unit, and nobody really knew that I was going to do Airbnb. Most people know me for being in network marketing, um, and having my cleaning company. And Airbnb is not something that I announced that I was going to do. So when people saw that, oh, dang, Justin's doing Airbnb, that's crazy. So how did people started DMing me, family members, followers, friends, and I'm like, I try to put it into conversation for them. I'm like, dang, this conversation is going too long. I can't. So because I took so many courses during the pandemic, I went ahead and it's like, shit, let me create a course. So I
Mm.
created a course that was super affordable for the everyday person. I spent $1,000 on the course that I took. My course is $199. So it's for literally the everyday person. And the reason I charge is for one, you're paying for the amount of time. I studied Airbnb for about 2 years. So you're paying for the time that I put in to learn this information. Not to mention you're also paying because when you pay for something, it holds you accountable. It's like, dang, I paid for
Mm-hmm.
this, so I got to do something with it. It's like, oh, I paid for this shirt, I gotta wear it. You know what I'm saying? I paid
Yeah.
for this food, I gotta eat it. So, so yeah, that's what you're paying for. But I also created it in a way that I would like a course to be done. So you get the course, but there's also a VIP membership where you pay $14.99 a month to be in the Facebook group. You get access to. We have an agent out in Texas who finds property for us. She doesn't even use the script in my course. She basically has relationships with property managers, San Antonio, Houston, Texas, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, and she straight up calls them and says, "Do y'all allow Airbnb on y'all property?" And it's a yes or no. And the ones that say yes, she gives them to us. So a lot of my students, they that are in my VIP membership, they get access to that. So, you have some of my students who don't know shit about Airbnb a week ago, and now they got their first unit a week later because they took the course, but they're also in my VIP group. So now they got an apartment pretty much handed to them. But then you got people that actually utilize the script in the course, and they worked. The property managers offering them 4, 5, 6 units out the gate. So, um, you know the course, like I said, bnbclasssimplified.com. You can follow me, AYOOOJUS. Click the link in my bio, get the course. You know, and as it says, it's BNB Class Simplified. It goes through how to properly structure your company, your short-term rental company, your LLC, your EIN, business.
Man, he dropping the gems. He dropping so much gems they done goddamn mess up the
Yeah.
How to
damn
budget.
connection.
Oh, it's a bad connection?
Oh, you good now. You good now.
You good now.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it goes through you know, how to properly structure your company, your short-term rental company. That's your LLC, your EIN, your Dun and Bradstreet business credit, even fixing your personal credit. I have someone who sponsors my course that can help, you know, that can structure your company. I have someone who sponsors my course that can fix your personal credit. I also have you know, my contracts in there, my short-term rental lease agreement, to avoid squatting. So when you get those long-term guests that stay 30 days or longer, you have a short-term rental lease agreement that they have to agree to when they coming in, when they going out, what the house rules are. They got to agree to that. So I mean, you get it's a one-stop shop. You get a lot in the course. How to budget your investment, how much it is to get started, how to properly find how I find my properties, how do I find these apartment complexes. All of that is in there. The proposal, how to speak to property managers, things like that. So all of that is in the course. My course has only been out for 3 months, and I have almost 1,000 students all over the country, the UK, Canada, and I'm having fun with it. And I get fulfillment out of it. Seeing people who I have people in my course who has a felony, they can't get a job for nothing. Now they got 2 Airbnbs. You know, I got the person in my course who lost their job because of the pandemic. You know, I got the person in my course who already makes 40, 50, $60,000 a month, and they just want to expand their financial portfolio. I got college students from Howard University in my course and other colleges, you know, and they're all getting Airbnbs, you know. So, you know, I get fulfillment out of it, knowing that I'm helping somebody else make money. Shit. make money, you know, plain and simple.
Yeah. For sure.
That's dope. Like that's excellence, Black excellence at that.
For real.
Appreciate that. What y'all doing is Black excellence. For real.
Hey, you just motivate us for some more Black excellence because we getting into that for sure.
Yeah.
Hey,
for sure.
Come on with it. Come on with it. I'm here to help. I love it. I love what I do, man. I love what I do. I don't get tired of it. Every day somebody tells me, "Hey Justin, I got approved. Hey Justin, I got my property. Hey Justin, you know, I got my first booking. Hey Justin, I got my first 5-star review." And it's like, dang, this is all off of something that I created. Wow. And I didn't even really I just want to get Airbnbs and mind my damn business. But everybody started asking me about it. I'm like, dang, well, let me see what I could do. Put y'all on. Here we are, over almost 1,000 people in. And it's crazy.
Already, man, that's love right there. Yeah, we definitely gonna stay in touch. Like definitely about the person you said you want us to have on. We're gonna be in touch with that, and we're gonna remain in touch for sure.
For sure.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Where y'all at exactly?
Shit, we could be anywhere right now. I'm from South Carolina originally, though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, okay. South Carolina.
We do this shit from wherever we at. I'm out in the San Antonio area now. That's where I reside now currently.
Okay.
I'm in South Carolina.
My dad lives in South Carolina. My dad's side of the family's from Gaston. That's another thing I loved about 2020. I didn't speak to my dad since I was 12 years old. We reconnected during the pandemic. He actually had COVID too, and you know, we got reconnected through my uncle. And you know, now we talk almost every day. And they from Gaston, South Carolina. So we will be in South Carolina, you know, for sure, one of these days. So I'll hit y'all up. You know, maybe we could connect while I'm out there.
For sure. That's a for sure.
That's a for sure right on.
Yeah, that's like that. And that's a for sure right on.
Yeah. Hey, you know, you can find us. We on Nobody Grinds Like Us Network. Always press record TV. Download the app on your Fire Stick, Fire TV, whatever you want to call that shit. Roku. We on there.
Mm-hmm.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, all that shit.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Tap in. Everybody listening right now, subscribe to our YouTube channel, 1409 Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at 1409 Podcast. Follow me on Instagram at 843 Ambassador. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's your boy Gualami Swirl. Follow me on IG at Gualami Swirl. Tap into the music on all the streaming platforms.
Already, we bold, butchers, and blunt, well connected, well respected. It's the 1409 Podcast, and we out.
Peace.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get it. Appreciate